So there is some confused reporting and some confused rhetoric around this. Just clarify it for us. The President doesn't want to stop the counting of votes that have already been cast and legally cast, and he doesn't want to stop the counting of legitimate mail-in votes that are dated before Election Day, but he does want to prevent any other dubious votes being thrown into the mix in these states.
That's correct. And I think a broader statement is that we just want to follow the law. Every state has different laws on this, and some states are not even following their own law. We need to go ahead and just make sure that happens. Again, I know it looks strange from the outside, but it's ordinarily what we're doing. By the way, the results that you get as a result of what you talk about, the pandemic and the huge number of mail-in votes, have led to some very interesting circumstances. So it's a very, very fluid situation. Everybody here is just encouraging everybody else to take a deep breath, relax. We know how to do this, and we'll get it done.
I suppose the $64 question is, when will we know for sure? When do you expect we're going to have a result here beyond any legal dispute, beyond any court action? When will we actually know who will be the president to be inaugurated in January next year?
Well, we'll break it down into two pieces, because that second question you asked about legal action could take weeks, if not longer than that, as it did in the year 2000 between Bush and Gore. I think most of the counting, not necessarily the recounting, because there will be a recount, I believe, in Wisconsin, or at least it's been requested, and I think it's close enough to merit it. The counting will probably be done by Friday or Saturday, our time of this week. There could be some very small exceptions in some states, but my guess is not in states that are of consequence, and nothing will change outcomes in those particular states. But we should have a completion on the actual counting Friday or Saturday, best guess.
Now, Mick Mulvaney, it's been fantastic to pick your brains, fantastic to talk to you over these 2 days. Tell us about your former boss, Donald Trump. What would he be doing now? Would he be climbing the walls in the Oval Office? Would he be barking instructions to people, or would he be calmly picking his way through a strategy?
Yeah, there's no real, it's a really good question. I've tried to sort of sense, I've talked to some folks at the office and so forth to see what things are like. And here's the one sort of consistent theme that I've saw with the president is he wants to get out. I think he's just announced that by the time you're airing this, he will have been in Philadelphia today for a press conference. He's a true extrovert. He draws energy from being around other people, being out, public speaking, those types of things. And when he gets, not nervous is not the right word, but when he gets anxious and he wants to do something, that's how he vents. He will go out and talk. And talk to the press, talk to the public. He'll do that. So my guess is they're trying to figure out ways to productively use the president's time over the next 48 to 72 hours to allow him to do that and not cramp him up inside the West Wing, where he just would not prefer to be under these circumstances.
Now, the best way to finish, Mick, is this is a wonderful country. It's been here before. It should be able to get through this crisis sensibly and under the rule of law, and we hope as soon as possible. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, Chris, I'll close with this. My daughter, who's 20, we have 20-year-old triplets, asked me the other day, was it ever this bad? And I did remind her that in generations past, the sitting vice president shot the Treasury Secretary to death in Washington, D.C. So, yeah, things have been a lot worse. We'll get through it just like we have every time before.
Onwards and upwards.